Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another episode of the John Graves Show. I feel like this is gonna be the last bit for Claire's section. So last time I left off, like I left we just reached this side where Birkin was at, or at the very least, I was gonna have to fight this giant dude and whatnot. So yeah, I need these. I need the flame round. Like not necessarily the flame rounds. These acid rounds are really useful, and the flame rounds I don't necessarily need until later. And as of right now, I'm just kind of going over like my inventory and everything and what I could need, and most likely everything that I'm going to need to kind of beat the game without actually resulting to using any of my infinite items at the very least. So, my basic plan is to try and beat Birkin as fast as I can here because technically I have to fight him twice, well 3 times actually, because like what was it? This is Route 2. I gotta fight him here. I gotta fight him again, like outside the tram. Then I have to fight him a third time when I leave. When the train is coming back, or at least like at the end of the train and everything.
Damn it. Oh, look at that. All right. Hell yeah. Got it.
Pretty
Thank
interesting
God.
that her
Can't even
like
really
the
get.
change for the locket.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
The more interesting thing is that Irons actually thought that Birkin was actually still alive at this point. Well, obviously he didn't know about the G virus, like turning him into a monster and whatnot, until it was too late. But it's kind of crazy how like that he was like, yeah, I want the locket to go and get the G virus, I guess, or use it as leverage at the very least.
Your ass again.
I don't even have that gun equipped.
This ends now. What the hell is this thing?
That was my husband.
She is my creation! Oh!
William!
I never actually noticed this
Should've
change
killed him
between
while I
Leon
had
and
a
Claire's
chance.
story.
I don't know why, I just couldn't do it.
He was your husband.
Honestly, we were more married to our work than each other.
What about Sherry? How could you just leave her all alone while Raccoon City burned to hell?
I couldn't let my daughter grow up in a world with a G virus in it.
But that's no excuse for... I got this.
Sorry.
No. I got this. You should take care of Sherry. You don't know what you're up against.
I have a pretty damn good idea.
Whatever you do, don't stop until it's finished.
Trust me. This ends now.
No, not the. Oh, that's right. I still had a flame round in there. Out of my way, buddy. Now, basically, like speaking on that cutscene in terms of what I technically didn't notice before, is that I didn't notice that I did notice that Annette actually changed her story a bit, especially when talking to Leon, because like when she tells Leon about what happened with her husband. Oh, crap. Drop it. All right. When she tells Leon what happened with William, at the very least, it's like, oh, okay, William was just there, and it was in this bad circumstance and everything, and he just got hurt and everything. So it's kind of how it played out, right? But then in Claire's thing, she kind of says that like she actually like had the option to just shoot him and stop him, but she just didn't. Which again, in the second route, it makes a lot more sense. But you know, yeah, I'm trying to use as little ammo as possible so that I don't have to worry about actually running out of ammo like when I fight him like at the end, because that is seriously necessary. Okay. Yeah, but when you think about it though, it's like, oh, okay. Obviously, like she didn't want to hurt her husband, or at the very least, she feels remorseful for actually like having to do this. Oh no, to do this to her husband. At the very least, like as he turned like into this super beast. Yeah, that was my fault. Good thing. God damn it. Ugh. Yeah, again, don't like this gun all that much, but I need it for taking down him with like taking Birkin down with as little ammo use as possible. There goes my knife. Man, everything else now is just this and grenades. That's all I got now is that and grenades. Did I get every item? No, I did not. Yeah. No, okay. So, but yeah, it's like you can like I can't really fault Annette for that. Oh, there we go. Stop them from doing that. Save the rest of those for when I gotta take down actual bad boy. Dang it, I keep losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, in terms of her taking down her husband and everything, it's like, yeah, like it's little things there. But also on top of that too, it's like I don't know why Irons was like, hey man, like if I get the locket or if I get the pendant, then yeah, like William is mine for the picking. It's like can't do nothing to stop me. Even though technically, like the more you think about it, it's like technically, man, like you can't really do much because you still gotta get there. And even if he did get here, I mean, at the very least, he still had, you know, like a lot more things to worry about. Not want to use any more of my grenades. There we go. Now, if you just go down here, there we go. Good God. So again, this is me just being stubborn now. Well, the good thing is that he's down. I still have more than 30 acid rounds. So this problem is basically solved. There's also another thing going into this fight that I found a bit funny, you know, and is that I'm all for the whole thing of Claire being she's seen him before, she's dealt with him and everything. Oh yeah, I gotta collect every item in the room because it's really useful. But it's like okay, Claire, like you've been running from this guy the entire round mission and everything, and then now like she's like, oh, all right, so I can just fight him now because it's fine, or at the very least like it's very serious, and I'm like, yeah, I can understand that, but but at the same time though, it's like, come on, Claire, like I don't I don't think that like just doing that like makes you like big enough to say, okay, I can fight William Birkin now. Oh wait, I think this one's okay. Now I'll mix two greens because the last thing, you know what? Where's that red at? Come to you. I'm not even gonna waste my time with that. Nah, this gun and this gun I don't need anymore. Actually, I don't even need this one anymore. But I'll bring it for prosperity's sake, just in case if I run into some problem. Actually, no, wait, I don't need it there. This is actually what I need here. Like, this is literally the only other thing that I need. The hand grenades are for when he's on the train, and that's about it. Just keep 2 spaces open. Just keep 4 slots open. Bam, 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 bam. And I have enough room for one more thing. And I'll save that one for a healing item. And I am ready for the final boss. Because, yeah, like, for as much as I hate on most of Claire's weaponry, like, the SMG is really amazing. And this gun is really good too. Like, both weaponry, I mean, like, both weaponry slots are really good. Like, as you've seen, the only good thing about acid rounds is that they can stagger bosses. Good thing about flame rounds is that damage over time is stupid overpowered, but that's about it. But going into this whole thing of like them changing the necklace and the pendant, you know, like that is what it is. I'll speak on that when this part's finished.
Hey.
I knew you'd make it. My mom needs help.
Annette? Sherry. How are you?
Okay. But you don't look so good. Mommy?
Hey, look at the screen. Oh, thank God. So Sherry's gonna be all right? She'll be weak for a little while, but yes. She's free of the G virus. Did you hear that?
What happened to her?
She was attacked by the monsters. Don't worry about me. Take my daughter to safety. I'm sorry, Sherry. For everything. Your life is what is important.
We can't just leave her here.
You're right, we can't.
Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus.
Damn it, Leon.
What does that mean?
It's a self-destruct code. In case the G virus leaves the building. Save my daughter.
No!
Sherry? Sherry, just say goodbye to your mom. Mom, please say goodbye. Please, Sherry. Listen. She loved you, okay? You really gotta get going. Mom.
about this, Jackie. I'm so lucky to have you.
We can talk more about that later. We gotta hurry now. Come on.
Annette is one tough broad, dude. I swear to Christ.
Sherry,
You know, for her to go through all this, well,
I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
I'm gonna rush you. But it's like I feel like that this moment was actually supposed to play up the whole Leon thing of him going into the spot and finding all that blood there. You know, would have been nice, man, like if you man would have saw Sherry there at the very least, or like the door was locked, like in this B scenario, but it's not. I mean, like there's not even like a save box in there, like it's in the other room. But you know. But yeah, thinking about it though, it's like for Annette to go down there, get beat down by William, Claire to fight him, to go back, and then come back up again, and then when Leon ran to get the virus sample and whatnot, she passed out. As he left, it was coming back. She got up, ran back, and then, you know.
Thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
Meh. But that's kind of how it played out though, where it was like, okay, you have oh yeah, that's right. I feel as though is that like I don't want to call Claire's story like or at least like I don't want to call like the whole Annette thing like really like what would you call that, silly? I don't want to call it silly, but at the same time though, it's like the more that I think about it, now I'm only using this gun for one reason and one reason only, and it's to kind of get through this part with these plant monsters, because for as much as this gun really isn't all that great, it's really good for taking down these plant monsters. Do I even have enough room for it? No, I do not. Actually, I don't need this. No, that's not it. Yeah, I'll just use that there. So when I go into this boss fight, like I don't have to worry about getting hurt. Now these dudes I can run right by. But yeah, it's like for as much as I like talk bad about the A/B scenario in this game, it's like for this part particularly, it's like you can kind of see like in Leon's game like why most of these enemies are up and why man the doors are unlocked and so on and so forth, which is really nice, you know what I mean? But at the same time though, it's like, oh yeah, I don't need that. But the more that you look at it though, it's like, oh okay, it's like they did have some semblance of an A/B scenario.
I can open it from the other side.
Go ahead, Sherry, you do your thing. But the bigger thing too was what was it? It was a change with the necklace. Okay, it was a change with the necklace. Instead of them basically making it so that Claire could, or at least like that the G-Virus was in the necklace, you now need the pendant to actually access the G-Virus spot, which again really isn't too bad now. Actually, I find to be a bit endearing actually, because that's like her parents actually care so much about it that yeah, I don't need to waste my ammo there. Door's unlocked.
Nice work.
It's like Sherry's parents care for her so much that they actually would give her the, or at least her mother anyway, would give her the key to their to one of their creations. You know, like their daughter is like one of their greatest creations
Sherry,
of all.
You hanging in there?
You know, so it makes sense there.
Atta girl.
I kind of like it.
I think we're almost out of here.
Okay, so now my goal at this point anyway.
Maybe we can use that.
Worth a try.
Yeah, you're gonna use it. Okay, what else do I need? Got some grenades. Flash grenades are not going to help me here. Okay. I have that. So everything else that I can fall onto now is the only thing that I have to fall back on now is flame rounds, and that's about, well, flame rounds and regular grenades. Okay. Okay, this is all I got now. Okay, so pray with me and let's see if I can actually beat this part with a lot of Gatling gun ammo left over, because trying to do this thing, I mean, like, because at this point,
I gotta get this train moving. I need you to stay right here, okay?
Okay. I promise I won't move.
Good.
Be careful.
Always.
is that Claire's game actually needs you to kind of be a bit more conservative with your ammo when you fight the final boss. As you saw earlier with Leon's game, it's like I don't really have to really worry about fighting anything. Like I can just go, but you know.
Okay. Alright. Did something. Okay. Alright, it's working.
Claire!
What? Leon? You're down here too?
Yeah. But the whole place is coming down. Look, you need to get out. Fast.
I know. I found a way out. I think we can all make it. Where are you now?
Claire, are you still there?
Leon? I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Don't worry about me. Just get out of here.
Leon! Leon! Damn!
I think Claire has an overbite. I think that's, I mean, I don't want to say this, but it's like, yeah, I like this new Claire's look and whatnot. It's a lot better than the Claire's look from Resident Evil Revelations 2. But I think this one has an overbite. You know, it just seems like it just a little bit. But at the same time, it makes her lips poke out a little bit more, and I actually really like it. Let me get rid of this flame real quick. Come on, dude, jump down. No, you want to. There we go. Oh. Stupid. Isn't that a question? Okay, so now fighting this would be like, it's not as difficult as what they would make it out to be. Oh crap. It really isn't, but you know. I mean, it's a far cry from the original, which was basically just beat him down, just it went right through his legs. Like, I'm not avoiding that. Oh wait, I did? Huh. Okay, so basically, I have to use as much firepower as I can to try and take him down without actually using up all my Gatling gun ammo. I mean, sure, you can use a knife or whatnot, but like that is so risky. Like I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. But again, remember, flame rounds, they are the most powerful thing like in this game, aside from the acid rounds. But yeah, like as the original change in this was, go. I think it's better if you actually run closer to the tram, because then he has a less likely. He's less likely to hit you, but and let me destroy these guys. Okay. Because technically you can just do damage to him and then beat him, but it's like destroying the eyes, I feel like is the main priority of actually taking him down. Yeah. I mean, these guys can actually get rid of. Okay, there we go. But that is the problem though, because like, well, if I can, I remember that from most of the reviews I've played on this game is that a lot of them, in regards to most of the bosses, a lot of them have been complaints talking about how like that most of the bosses, on the other hand, like that they take a lot longer to take down than than what they normally would. Which again, to a certain extent, I can actually see that. But at the same time, though, it's like, oh, okay, the reason why a lot of them may seem like they're way more difficult to take out, it is because of the fact that now that they have specific perks and gimmicks to actually go down. Such as this one here. It's like, I feel that to take him down, you really gotta like destroy those eyes, like just to do damage to him. I love the invincibility frames of these grenades that I throw. But yeah, like, shoot, I'm not trying to die here. All I need you to do is just to go down, man. I'm just dousing him in acid rounds at this point. Cause he's gonna try and jump on me now. Man. There you go. You enjoy that. Enjoy that. Hit him with a little bit of acid, hit him with a little bit of fire, and then just see what happens. But yeah, the fact that this boss has a whole bunch of gimmicks tied onto him, like I can see this being a problem. I'm gonna have to use this. Yeah, because you can't just damage him. You gotta destroy all of his eyes and everything. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, dude. I need you to go down. Okay, I have 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and what else do I have to lose? That. Yeah, jump in. Okay. Okay, there we go. He's going down now. There we go. He's down now. I have enough ammo to not worry about anything anymore. Burn. Yep. Yeah, he should be down like in a second. There we go. They're all gone. So yeah, that's basically the fight with Birkin on standard. Now I could have just used the knife, but I don't want to run through like all my healing items, you know, so I'm just gonna do that for now. So at this point, the game, like, Claire's story would be over, but I have one extra thing that I have to take care of. Let's watch the cutscene and see what happens.
Claire! It's okay. I'm here. We're getting out of here.
Sherry's a very affectionate child. In the original cutscene of this game, Sherry was still infected, and then I forget who got the antidote. I think it was Claire or Leon in one of these scenarios. But like when you use it on her, it's like that's when Leon like is like trying to say like, oh yeah, man, like, is Sherry okay? She wakes up, so like he says the funniest thing ever.
First thing you want to do when we get out of here.
I want to see where you live.
Good. Zai, take a shower.
Yeah.
Really? Not bad. Ooh, yeah.
Claire!
Leon!
That girl's so
So
fucking
good to
happy
see
to see that guy.
Told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay. Jesus!
What was that?
I don't know.
You stay here with Sherry. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, see, this is the part that I kind of find a bit odd, which is why I say that the B scenario kind of makes a little bit more sense, but at the same time though, Claire was kind of on that whole I'm she was on that I'm a badass tip, like when she went to fight William. So yeah, if you don't have any more rounds and whatnot, you can make some here, which is why I say, or at least like I am stressful when I say this, do not make any machine gun or magnum ammo, because that junk is not, I mean, like, the game kind of really doesn't like try to the game doesn't try to like it doesn't try to like reward you for doing that, which I guess is good because survival horror, but still, it's like, it's not really helpful. Oh wait, where the hell did my infinite knife go? Oh, that's right, I stabbed Birkin with it and I didn't grab it back. God damn it. And it's no big deal. The game is over now. So literally I have 259 bullets with that. Let's see what happens there. But yeah, like this in true fashion, it is the original train section when you fight Birkin at the end. Yeah. Burst through, giant monster, all this crazy stuff. You know, the only difference is that I think you can't damage him until the giant eyeball comes out. Other than that, like, you can shoot this like all you want, but it does nothing. But yeah, like you can shoot it, but I feel like it doesn't mean much. And also, it kind of corrupts the side of a thing, sort of like a sort of like a necromorph. But man, screw it. Come on, man. Show me your eye. There we go. Now, technically, you should be done by now. Long coming. There we go. Problem solved. I have died to that before, and if he gets too close to you, you will die. I don't even know why they even give you the knife there.
We're gonna lose that car!
However, since that this is her boss, I can see Claire like fighting him last, but it still makes a lot more sense to do that. It still makes more sense for Leon to do this though.
Give me your hand!
In the sense that he is more of a protector, like because of his job and whatnot, and him trying to put himself like in this harm's way. Isn't that an iconic shot? Originally, they had to stop the train, get out halfway through, and then run the rest of the way, because I think by that point it wasn't also the self-destruct, it was also the fact that Raccoon City, like, ironically had been destroyed like at the same time.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No.
This universe?
Well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. It would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look, he might be able to give us a ride.
It basically was their first date, so I really can't be mad
It's
about
not just
that.
the city.
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
Of course, it's not just the city. Could have gave him a ride at the very least.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
You know,
Next
they...
up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Okay, so going into the ending of Resident Evil 2 Remake, okay, what do I actually think about it as a game? I actually think that Resident Evil 2 Remake as a game compared to the original Resident Evil 2 is really good, okay? Now, I'm not saying, now, again, you will hear this all over the internet, okay? Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil Director's Cut, the DS version, and Resident Evil Remake, they're all basically the same game, but you really don't gotta play the original Resident Evil unless you care for that original soundtrack. You know, you can just play the remake and it's basically the same game, right? However, this one is different enough to where that you can have fun with it and still go back and play the original too, because aesthetically they're both different games. Now, what the internet was asking for was, and people are modding this like into the PC version, is that you can do either a first-person mode, which works really well, and then there's also a fixed camera version too, which again also works. But even with the fixed camera version, it kind of takes away, I mean, it kind of exposes a little bit like with the original too. Now, basically, it still doesn't like beat over the original, because the original still does things that are really good in that one compared to this one. You know, now I'm not calling this game bad in any way compared to the other one. Like, they're just on an even playing field. So at the very least, I still look at Resident Evil 2 Remake and I'm like, I've been playing this game I beat it like 6, 7, 8 times and whatnot. And literally, like, even with the free DLC, even with everything else, even with the complaints that I've risen about like the scenario things and sort of how they strictly kind of did the story in this one, even trying to do the zapping system, but once you leave the police station, it kind of like divulges back into the A scenarios. It's like, well, at the very least, I kind of like those. I still like this game a lot. So if I could rate it, I would give it a 9 out of 10, or maybe even higher than that, like 85, like out of 100 or something like that. But this is a truly recommended game, even with the free DLC, even if they decide to add more things to it. I mean, even with the things like that I would like to be in there, I still highly recommend this game. And if you're interested in getting it, you should, you know. But but now with that off my chest, there's something that I actually really wanted to talk about, and it's kind of sort of what they were insinuating like at the end, where man, it's like, okay, Sherry asked both Leon and Claire to sort of adopt him. And then when you play Resident Evil 2, like even in the original, it actually kind of seems as though that they really wanted Leon and Claire to end up together, you know, because it's like, okay, Leon is somewhat friends with Chris like in the future. You know what I mean? And he has a really strong relationship with Claire, even though like they put their own like things ahead of the relationship, you know. But they kind of showed it a little bit better here, whereas that Claire actually is crushing on Leon, and Leon really doesn't have a problem with actually, like, you know, talking to Claire and being all friendly back and whatnot. But at the same time though, it's like, obviously after this, Claire goes to that prison in Code Veronica to look for I think it's Rockford Island, like Ashcroft Island or something like that. Like, she went to go to the Ashcroft mansion to look for Chris, and that's where she goes like right after this, you know. And Leon and Sherry, they get picking up by the CIA, and Leon kind of has to work with the CIA to keep Sherry safe, which makes a lot of sense in the sense of like that they're kind of a tight-knit family. The only bad thing that kind of happens like post 90s 2000s is that they kind of attempted to keep Claire like out of the story for most of the game, you know, to the point to where that, you know, I mean, like, you know, you have the D Generation movie where she was doing some business in India, and then afterwards you have, what was it? It was the Operation, it was the Revelations 2 where she was dealing with Moira and everything. Yeah, this is the original song from the original game. I didn't even I guess probably because I didn't watch all the credits the first time I kind of came through. I kind of thought that they wouldn't have put this song in here, but yeah, like Leon's like it's up to us to stop Umbrella, and then they play this song. It's pretty cool though, you know, which is kind of like makes it feel a little more action packed and whatnot, you know. But yeah, I really do like it though. But in terms of Leon, Claire, and Sherry, like they do kind of treat them like a family now. Like even though, you even see it like in Resident Evil 6 and whatnot when Leon meets up with Sherry again, he kind of acts more like a father figure to her than basically like a colleague like everybody else. You know, he actually even treats Jake, man, like that's her boyfriend. You know, thinking like, who are you? You know, like, oh, that's kind of cool stuff. You know, I mean, Sherry even said it herself, which is kind of weird to me. Is that she said that, which I'm happy that they fixed here, was that Sherry said that Leon was sort of like a brother figure, but then Claire is like a mother figure. You know, which is kind of weird, but it's like even though you kind of spent more time with Claire than Leon took a bigger risk for her like after they left than what Claire did, because at the very least I don't even remember if Claire even interacted with Sherry again after this, you know, because, well, obviously she was under the care of the CIA when they was testing her for the G virus and everything, because even though like she's cured from the G virus, it's still in her cells, and obviously if you play Resident Evil 6, she does have a healing factor, which would have been nice if it popped up in gameplay, but it didn't. But you know, that is what it is there. But still, you know, changing the locket to sort of like get the pendants and everything, taking down Birkin, like the path that they take, the things in which that you do in the game. Honestly, I rather like it all, but in terms for future events, yeah, it's like when Ada fell off the side with the G-Virus sample, I feel as though, I mean, like they're trying to play it up as like that she stole it from the final soldier, I mean, like from the forgotten soldier, especially since she didn't get the locket here, is that it would make a lot of sense for her to, like, for the vial to just not have been broken, so, you know. So I'm 4 saves in, this is my results for now, and technically, I feel as though is that like the game went really well. Now, if you like this, now most likely I probably might either do Ghost Survivors next, or I might just do a clean run. I might try and do an S plus run with Claire A, Leon B, just to show the proper story of how things going around, because there's a lot of things that I can read. There's a lot of things in which that I still haven't gotten off my chest yet with this game compared to the original. But based on what this is now, I do like how it turned out. Please tell me what do you guys think about this down there in the comment section. I'll catch you next time on the next John Graves Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.